Title of my good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Really glad to see you all here today. And, the title of my speech is "He Was a Good Man," and I'm hoping that by the end of my speech you'll agree with me and think that this individual is a good man. So I'm on that that trajectory to try to persuade you today. Well, let's say we're out in society and you're walking around, you're passing other people on the street, and you don't know who they are, what they're doing, what their lives are like. And we read often that you read about people leading lives of quiet desperation. They're stuck in that place in life that they can't get out of, and maybe they aren't really enjoying themselves. And yet you're out there with them, and sometimes we've talked together in this club about how you can help them and do better or achieve more in life. I'd like to talk about somebody who was a good man and what he did. His life started in 1934. He was born in Chicago, Illinois. From what little I know about the family, they didn't speak much about the past. They were kind of closed-mouthed about the past. Probably the first thing I learned from him was when he was 8 years old. He told me he used to go fishing on this river outside Chicago with his brothers. And then when it froze over in the winter, they'd ice skate. And that was pretty sketchy. That's what I knew of what he did. But then when he got older, he got a job at a country club. In those days, they didn't use golf carts. They used caddies. So they were carrying the golf clubs around. And this was kind of a portal and an opportunity for this young man. He was able to get a job and start working his way up. It was a poor family. And he did not have aspirations of going to college, but one of the members told him, "Hey, if you do fairly well in high school, I can get you a scholarship to Northwestern University, because there's this program they were called the Evans Scholars. If they were caddies, they could get a scholarship to go to the university." So he applied for that, and he got it. And so he had a mentor, somebody that helped him and reached out to him. And so he went to Northwestern, and then he did have a deferment from the draft because he was at Northwestern. But then the second he got out of Northwestern, he was drafted into the Army. He was sent over to Germany. The Second World War had just ended, and we had a huge occupational army. And so this person got interested in foreign affairs by virtue of being in the occupation forces in Germany. And so he learned that we had a Foreign Service Department, Department of State representing America abroad. He took the exam and he passed. And so he was my father. You know, probably should have mentioned that earlier. But so I knew him. He was a very formal man. I knew him. I didn't see much of him. He was a hard worker. He'd get up early. He'd go to work. He'd put on a suit, tie. He'd slick back his hair. He had black hair. He'd slick it back, very formal style. And he'd come back home and kind of check in on me, maybe read me a book. And I remember it was kind of annoying because he'd always read me the same book, hoping I'd go to sleep. And we go, "No, Dad, don't read Little Toot again. No," me throwing stuff. My brother and I was like, "No, you guys got to hear Little Toot until you go to sleep." So he was a hard worker, and he persevered. That's what's maybe important. He persevered a little bit against the odds, but this was a good man. Okay, he did help others, and that's what I'm getting to now. So he did well in his career. He was transferred about. And then one day they assigned him to an assignment that they thought he was really going to like. This was around the time of Iran-Contra, when we were using revenue from oil to actually fund secret armies in Central America. And so he got on this, and they said, "Hey, you're an Army veteran. You've been around the world a bit. We need your help on this one. This is going to rocket you up." And he came home one night, and he talked to my mom, and my brother and I were at the table, and he said, "I can't do what I'm doing. I cannot help us persecute this unauthorized war on these people in another country. I do not feel good about this at all. What should I do? He was in, ethical quandary. And he decided he couldn't do it. So he went in and he said, you know, if this is it, I have to resign, I will, because I can't do this ethically. Can't do it. And they said, okay, that's fine. You don't have to resign, but we're basically, you know, you're getting demoted and you're getting stuck in a position. You know, we're just putting you in the back, the recesses, and so he's like, okay, you know, fine, bring it on. And so he did recover from that, and he actually went on to the War College. And another thing about him is he became more familiar. He went through what you might call a midlife crisis, but I consider it a midlife improvement, because you know he's kind of lost some of the formality. He was like, I love you guys, and my brother and I were like, what? You know, like, Dad's freaking out. He's becoming a hippie. He took up running, and he got all these Bob Dylan records. You know, he started rocking out. You know, this man's going nuts. But unfortunately, a transition had to happen, and he got cancer. He got a bad case of stomach cancer. And I remember I went to the doctor with him, and you know, basically they told him, you got a plan for your death. You know, it was a shock. But again, he took it well. He never self-pitied himself. He was extremely kind to all of the people that helped him at the hospital and the hospice. He was always thanking them and being cheerful with them, which was hard to do, as you know, because he basically petered out. I remember one day we went in, and it was the last time he stood up, and they had an oxygen tank, and he's like, I want to stand up, and they were like, it's not advisable. And so we're like, my brother and I were like, you know, Dad wants to stand up. So he stood up and he passed out. You know, we thought he had passed away then, but it didn't happen for another 2 days. But that's what I wanted to convey to you. He was a good man. He cared about others. He lived his principles. Man of Toastmasters.